My name is Dana Newbanks, and this is my final reflection project going over the 5 ISTE standards for teachers. For each standard, I have listed the substandards that I have found most applicable, and then have given 3 applications that I have learned throughout this semester that can be applied to my classroom. Standard number 1, to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity. I found that the 3 substandards that were most applicable were to promote, support, and model creative and innovative thinking, to engage students in exploring real-world issues, and to promote student reflection using collaborative tools to reveal and clarify students' understanding. So I think that the first way that I've learned how to facilitate and inspire student creativity and learning is through engaging students, and I found that the best way to do this was through interactive learning, like we discussed in one of our lessons, and I found a PBS game that was an interactive learning activity that I found fit into this standard really nicely. The second way that I feel like I have learned how to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity is to get on the level with the students, to find the bridge between what they are interested in and what they should be learning in the classroom. And I found that our use of comics was a great way to engage the students in the lesson through something that they would be interested in, so like a classic take on or a modern take on classic literature. The third way to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity is just to make it fun, and I found that our use of the web tool WebQuest was the perfect way to have an engaging and entertaining lesson that still has an end goal that is reflected in the standards. The next ISTE standard is to design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments, and I found that all the substandards were relevant. So I'll briefly go over those. To design and adapt relative learning experiences that incorporate digital tools, to develop technology-enriched learning environments, and to custom and personalize learning activities, and to provide students with multiple and varied formative and summative assessments. So the first way that I found to design and develop digital age learning experiences is through individuality. And I feel like the best way to do this is through mind mapping, because each student can start with a blank screen and create a mind map out of anything that they are interested in. The next way is falls in line with digital age learning. I felt that our use of coding was the perfect bridge between what is desired in the real world today, which is coding, and that's something that every student can benefit from. It incorporates technology, and it's also a skill that is being looked for in the workplace. The next way is through technology-based assessments, and a Web 2.0 tool, Quizlet, is a wonderful way for students to be assessed summatively. They can create these quizzes themselves, or the teacher can create them and can give them to their students to study or just for extra practice. The next standard is to model digital age work and learning, and I found that the 2 substandards that fit this best were to demonstrate fluency in technology systems and the transfer of current knowledge to new technologies, and also to model and facilitate effective use of current and emerging digital tools to locate, analyze, evaluate, and use information resources. So I found that the use of audio, video, and screen recording were all 3 wonderful ways to model digital age work and learning. So for audio recording, this is something that both the teacher and the students can do. The teacher can record themselves reading a story or a lesson to play for the students, or the students can record writing that they have been working on in class. Like I mentioned, I believe that these 3 recording processes are great ways to model digital age work and learning, because both the teacher and the student can be engaged in them. So it is a wonderful way for the teacher to model those exercises and then for the student to reciprocate that. This goes again for screen capture. Teachers can use this when they are giving a presentation of a topic or of a new exercise that students will be doing. But then if one of the lessons was for a student to create a website or to create a blog post, they could create a screen capture to show how to move through their site. The next standard is to promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. And I found that the two substandards that best align with this are to address the diverse needs of all learners and to promote and model digital etiquette. So I found like the first way to promote and model digital citizenship was through technology-based research. And we worked on this when we created our spreadsheets in class. So students are able to look up information online, collect their information that way, and then record it in a database online again. The next is through in-class collaboration, and this is very important when you are working in a low-tech environment, when you are working in an area or a school that does not have the resources to have computers for every student. So you will have in-class collaboration where students will be sharing space and sharing computers. The next is through online collaboration. That's the final way that I found to promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. And I feel like one of the best resources for this is through the application Basecamp, where students have the access to what Basecamp calls a campfire and a message board where they can collaborate with each other through this media platform. The next ISTE standard is to engage in professional growth and leadership, and the three substandards that I found fit with this best were to participate in local and global learning communities, to exhibit leadership by demonstrating a vision of technology infusion, and to evaluate and reflect on current research and professional practice on a regular basis. So again, I'm using the application Basecamp because I feel like collaboration is one of the best ways to engage in professional growth and leadership. And again, this can be done on that website application Basecamp through the use of their campfire and message board. The next way to engage in professional growth and leadership is through multi-application lesson plans. Like the multi-application lesson plan that I came up with for this class, where students were researching and creating their own resume, going through the process of creating a resume and giving a presentation on a resume is one of the best ways to engage in professional growth and leadership, as that student is able to work through creating a resume and laying out their strengths and weaknesses and then presenting on it. And the last way is through an online portfolio, like we've been doing this entire semester in this class. That is one of the most powerful ways to engage in professional growth and leadership. It's similar to creating a resume, but you're creating a whole website about yourself, which really allows you to think about the transferable knowledge of all the things you've learned in a class or in a lesson, and then can apply those to a website. Thank you.